Imagine you're working on a group project. There's always the kid who never does any work but still gets credit for the final outcome. And there's the kid who does most of the work but is not fairly credited. Me. I'm that latter kid. And I get extremely frustrated when this happens. Wouldn't you? However, this is the reality for many of our world's strongest minds upon discovering several of the most important laws and theories in our world today. I came to this realization when I, just like any other kid, was scrolling through YouTube shorts on her phone. And then I came across this guy. His username is human1011. After watching one of his videos as someone who's interested in the field of mathematics, I was surprised to find that the laws and theories that I was familiar with weren't discovered by the people that I thought, but instead originated in an entirely different place. Take the Pythagorean theorem as our first example. We've all heard of it. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Who here thinks that Pythagoras created the Pythagorean theorem? Well, I originally thought that as well, until human1011 taught me that it was the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Indians, and the Babylons who had discovered this theory around 2,000 years ago during 1600 BC. Pythagoras just coined the term. Back to the group project example, the theorem is our project, and the hardworking kids who did most of the work were the ancient Indians, Egyptians, and the Babylonians. No doubt Pythagoras made significant contributions, but why? Why did he get all the credit and namesake, despite the fact that he did not discover it first? Where is the recognition for the ancient Indians, the ancient Egyptians, and the Babylons? Unfortunately, the Pythagorean theorem is not the only case where credit was wrongly attributed. There are quite a few other cases. First off, Snell's law, often credited to Snell, but was actually formulated by the 11th century mathematician Ibn Sahil, centuries before it became associated with the Dutch scientist Willebert Snell. Similarly, the Fibonacci sequence, not completely discovered by Fibonacci, but known in India long before it was popularized by the Italian mathematician. And finally, Pascal's triangle, often credited to the French mathematician Blaise Pascal, was in fact documented by Chinese and Persian mathematicians way before Pascal's time. All of this just seems like a missed opportunity to teach people about the rich diversity of cultures that have contributed to our understanding of the world. I'd now like to draw your attention to the inconsistent principles upon governing the nomenclature of discoveries in mathematics and science, particularly the disparity between how European and non-European findings are recognized. For example, Ohm's law, created by the European George Simon Ohm, is named after him in order to honor his hard work and legacy. This can be seen in other cases, such as Gauss's law, Euler's law, Bernoulli's principle, Newton's laws, Boyle's law, Avogadro's constant, Planck's constant, Hooke's law, Archimedes' principle, Fourier's law, Faraday's law, Celsius temperature scale, Gaussian's distribution, Doppler effect, Heisenberg's principle, Hubble's law, and I think you guys get my point. However, when a non-European, such as a Muslim, discovers the law, like Al-Khawarij's theorem, no, let's actually name that the binomial theorem, or Al-Kashi's law. It was named the law of cosines. The most aggravating one has to be the quadratic formula. It is one of the most crucial mathematical formulas and is a core part of a curriculum covered in every high school. It was formulated by two of the most brilliant mathematicians of all time, Brahmagupta and Muhammad al-Khwarizmi. So why did we name it the quadratic formula? Don't tell me it's because of the pronunciation, because Pythagoras is no cup of tea to pronounce either. Anyways, I'm not trying to diminish the important contributions of European scientists and mathematicians. Naming major laws and discoveries after their original innovators should be a practice, an understandable, and always warranted tradition, as pioneering work represents a lifetime of dedicated research, and it deserves proper credit. However, this begs the question, can the disparity behind naming conventions from the East versus West be attributed to Eurocentrism? And how can we end the cycle by providing credit where credit is due? Well, we can be a little bit more curious and a little bit more conscious. So, why am I telling you all of this today? I think there is value in highlighting the rich diversity of cultures that have contributed to our collective scientific and mathematical knowledge. I would like to emphasize for a more equitable and inclusive recognition of all scientific and mathematical theories, regardless of the backgrounds of the original innovators, and to restore credit to all inventors for all laws and theories from all countries and backgrounds. I want to ensure that the full breadth of human ingenuity is properly honored and preserved for future generations. I would like for all of you to leave this room today with an understanding that the history of mathematics and science is far more diverse than commonly portrayed, and that actively recognizing this diversity is crucial for accurately reflecting on the true origins of our scientific knowledge and heritage. It also helps us see common ground among people working towards innovation, helping and inspiring budding scientists not to feel alone or alienated in their journey. A person can feel a lot more secure when someone similar to them has walked their path before them. This generation needs to be taught about the important contributions made by them. They need to know that the history of our knowledge is far more miscellaneous than often presented. Remember, always give recognition where recognition is due. Our very own school emphasizes the need for diversity, but diversity comes in many forms. As a girl who is passionate about her culture, I urge you all to take a step back and reflect on the roots of our modern day inventions beyond math and science. Remember those, not those who just named the formulas, but of those forefathers who were never given adequate credit. It was not fair for those who spent their lifetimes devising and inventing these laws and theories to strengthen our knowledge of the globe, and they never were given proper credit. It was injustice, and the worst part is that this injustice was accepted. Remember that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. As an international student, my experiences are centered around Eurocentric ideals. However, a student in Egypt or a student in India may have a completely different experience to mine. They might still honor those mathematicians that we consider forgotten. All I wish to say is that honor them, respect their theories, and appreciate brains without borders. Thank you.